Hi, Linda. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Good.
Bill, do we join the next meeting with a different Zoom link?
Yes, it's a different link, so you have to exit this one and go into that one.
Okay.
Because I posted them separately, and traditionally this meeting is very short. It might be a little longer tonight, but we post them as separate meetings.
Okay.
Hello, Herb.
Hello. Times two today, huh?
Yeah.
You're what?
Well, we had another board meeting earlier today, so
Oh.
saw Herb already once.
Oh, is he on another med with you?
Yeah. The meeting today was South Buda WCID1, which is in Hayes County.
Yep.
It's actually on a couple.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Small field.
Is it really? Engineering?
Well, where you get into the mud districts.
I see. I see.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you, Catherine.
Yeah. All right, hold on, guys. Let's go.
Catherine, it looks like we have all the directors except for Megan.
Okay.
And then we have Sarah Teal is online and the Infomart people, and then Herb.
Okay. And Infomark's going to be running this this presentation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like it's just Sarah at the moment. And Sarah, did you want to make a public comment?
I do. I don't quite understand the agenda though. Is there both room for a public comment before and then also room to comment after the presentation?
Yeah. Yes. The answer is yes. You can make a public comment now, and then after the presentation and before the board considers any changes, you'll have opportunity to make more comments. This is more like a public hearing than just an agenda item.
Okay, so
Okay.
I have a public comment I'd like to make beforehand, and then also I would like to comment afterwards.
Okay. After the meeting.
After the presentation. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm assuming that the same rules apply, Bill. So it's just a 2-minute public comment. Is that how this is working?
Yeah, the public comment's limited to 2 minutes, and then the agenda says that the comments on the presentation are also limited to 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Sarah. Let's hear your public comment.
In September of this year, I contacted TCEQ because I was concerned about the herbicide that was being sprayed in the mud ponds. While gathering a better understanding of how the whole system operates, what permits are needed, and how TCEQ regulates the mud, I stumbled upon an expired MS4 permit. When I dug deeper, I found that our district's MS4 was allowed to lapse in July of 2019. By this, I mean that the renewal was due at that time, but was not received. An application was submitted by Tobin Hurley of Infomart to the TCEQ 2 months later in August of 2019. The application appears incomplete and to have inaccuracies, like he reported we weren't in the Edwards Aquifer Zone, which even as a layperson I can see is incorrect. His late application appears to mean a whole new permit must be applied for and puts our district in a non-compliant state, according to the environmental permit specialist I have been in contact with at TCEQ. I can't find anywhere in the records where anyone from Infomark has done anything with this after Tobin submitted the late renewal application, and that was more than a year ago now. I tried reaching out to Christy Hester to get a better understanding of what is happening here, but she never responded. The MS4 is a tool for our district to plan ways to be environmentally conscious, and in our case, to do our part in protecting the sensitive Edwards Aquifer. What appears to be a lack of attention to this most basic requirement put to our mud should be concerning to anyone who cares about the environment that we live in. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we're going to I'll close the public comment section of this public hearing, I guess. And I'm going to turn this over to Christy.
Sorry about that. Yes, and I
Okay.
will share. I will share my screen with you, and we'll go through the presentation. So hold on just a second. All right. So you should all see the screen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So this is the regular presentation that we've given in the past too, with a few updates. So we'll just go through. When it rains, it drains. And this is the overview of the stormwater management program that the district has adopted. So what we'll learn in the presentation is what is stormwater and why can it be a problem to our community, and what the district is doing to manage stormwater and what are the benefits. And here's some graphics for those, if there's anyone in the public that doesn't quite understand how the groundwater system works. These are your sewer pipes, and then there's your storm drain tunnels, which comes from, that stormwater comes from your catch basins or your inlets along the street lines. What is stormwater? Rain events, other surface runoff and drainage. Where stormwater goes in our district. So obviously this is a picture of the little elm pond or trickle channel, and it travels over land. It may infiltrate in the soil, and it is carried through our MS4, which is our stormwater sewer system. And our system discharged to the Edwards Aquifer. So there's some more pictures. So a point of confusion. Point source versus non-point source. This is something that some people just don't quite understand. So obviously point source travels through a conveyance system, which is our system, and it's regulated under the MS4 program. Non-point source is runoff that is not. So basically it's addressed through voluntary programs. Non-point source meaning it could be runoff from drain fields, does not get into our system. So it could be like the picture here, residents that wash their cars and drain or change their oil in their driveway and so forth. So some of the pollutants that we see is sedimentation, materials, toxic chemicals sometimes, grease, oil, and other items. See if I can get through my slides here. Here's just some pictures of examples of household pollutants, fertilize, yawns, car washing, changing oil in the driveway, and so forth. There again, bad, not good. And this is what some districts, this is obviously is not WTC, but this is what can happen in some districts. And we have seen this in some areas that do not have MS4s. So why is it a problem? The problem, non-storm water discharge enters the system. It causes an illicit discharge, household chemicals and etc. And industrial wastewater. Now that we know about stormwater and its impact, what is the district doing about it? So this is where the MS4 permit program is. It was a new, so we were started the MS4, I believe, 6 years ago. If I'm correct, I think it was 2015 when that program started. We put together a MS4 program and a checklist, and we create a program to where we meet the federal regulations. And that program, I believe, can be found on the website. So part of the program is public education, construction, site runoff management. So anytime there's new construction that happens in the district, we get with the contractor and go through that checklist. Is discharge detection and elimination. Our people in the district know to watch for these type of items that are illegal. Public involvement is a big one, is getting the public involved, and we do this through many ways. We've worked with the school district before. What we're doing right here, putting it on our website to make sure that the word gets out to the public. And then, of course, post-construction, stormwater management, and good housekeeping. And again, this is getting the public involved and letting them know what is and is not acceptable as far as your stormwater system goes. So again, public education and outreach. So we have distributed materials. We've put items on our water bills. We've got stuff on our website. And we hold this meeting annually as well for anyone to participate in. So we've done this community public involvement plan, holding this meeting again. Also notices and a volunteer program. And this is Madeline Loop here, so you can see. So what we do as far as discharge detection and elimination, we developed a storm sewer map many years ago when we implemented the MS4. So we have a full map of all the storm sewer sites. We do monthly monthly inspections on all of our ponds. We implemented a program to detect non-storm water in the system, and again, educate community on problems related to dumping in the storm sewers. So the board enforces the rules and regulations governing water, wastewater, and drainage systems. So obviously we've got that. We've got the information again that goes on the website, and this is part of your rules and regs, is the protection of the drainage system. And this is part of the construction site stormwater runoff control, and this is coordinating with City Park and the contractors if there's any new construction that's starting up in the district. And then pollution prevention and good housekeeping. Implement programs that focus on pollution prevention. One of the things that we did is several years ago is we put little, I guess, plaques or decals on all the inlets. So we just started to go through the district and verify that if there's any missing so that we can replace those. I think that's underway right now. And that's another way of educating the community. How will our stormwater benefit program benefit the district? This is the expectations as we enhance opportunities for recreation and pond improvements, enhance an aesthetic value in the district, reduce flood damage, drinking water benefits, and reduce illness. And how can you get involved? Pass on this information to the community. And I think that we do that by putting it on the website, possibly a newsletter that we can send out, or an annual flyer that can go out with the water bills could be another item. But anyway, we've also put on our website to report any issues that they may see to Infomart. And of course, there's the contact information for us and for the MUD directors. So that is the presentation. If there are any questions, I would be happy to answer those.
I'll ask a question. A couple of years ago, we passed a resolution that was very specific about disposing of your yard waste into the stormwater drains. Now, is that and that was done as part of the MS4 process? Because that's gonna, if people are, dumping their leaves into the system that way, that's going to cause a problem with the system. Am I correct?
Well, I mean, the thing that with the leaves, yes, they should not be dumping their leaves or yard waste into the stormwater system. One, it clogs up the system potentially. And two, there's fertilizer and other debris on lawns that will get into the system. So yes, that was part of the MS4 program.
Okay.
So Christy, what happens when we operate without an MS4?
Well, we do have, we do operate under an MS4.
I said when we operate with an expired MS4.
Well, we don't have an expired MS4.
Yeah, I think that's what Sarah's involvement with the TCEQ discovered, that ours lapsed over a year ago.
Well, so there was a 5-year MS4 plan, and now we're on a year-to-year MS4 plan. So every year it's auto-renewed. And just to respond to that, I know Mackenzie has been working with TCQ. She's submitted a supplement to the 2019 report that went in. So TCQ is satisfied with everything that we've submitted. So the report was submitted. It was missing some information, and TCQ asked us for some additional information, which was submitted this week.
This week, I was going to say, because just a few weeks ago, Mackenzie told me she didn't know anything about the MS4.
Well, she's learned a lot over the last few days,
Okay.
I'll tell you.
That's interesting. It lapsed in 2019.
So,
Can you give me the number of the active permit? You don't have to give it to me this minute. If you want to email it to me later.
it's actually, Linda, on the website.
On the MUD's website?
On the MUD's website, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Christy, there was a slide where I think it was a public involvement slide, and it said something about a volunteer program. Can you elaborate on what that is?
So we did have a volunteer program at one time that helped us disseminate information out to the schools, and also a volunteer program when we put in the tiles on the storm inlet several years ago. So we had, I think the Boy Scouts helped us with that. So it was just really public involvement and volunteers, residents in the district that help us with the educational part of it. And it was a lot of fun actually putting those tiles on all the inlets with the Boy Scouts. It was a great project.
Okay, so that's sort of something that happened a number of years ago at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. A question for the board. Is there a committee that typically sort of takes the ball and runs with it in terms of the public education and involvement and some of the other components of this? or who on the board is sort of responsible for engaging with this?
So normally that would be the infrastructure committee.
Okay.
Megan, I don't think there's been the kind of outreach and stuff that I think that you're hoping
Yes.
might happen in the future.
Yeah.
So because I can see it in I can see how excited that you get. And I think this is a really good program that we should, if we educate kids young, it changes the future. But I think it's an excellent idea that we look, maybe have some kind of outreach committee or something. Not just for this, but about other things that educate the public.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't want to committee us to death.
No, I don't either. And it wouldn't be something that was that was every month either, right? It wouldn't have to be a every month thing.
No, it could be a
A
quarter.
couple of years back, we did have an outreach program. In fact, when Patricia was here, she went to the schools and got the kids involved. I think it was, what's that elementary school on
Cypress.
El Solito, right?
Yeah, she went to Cyprus. Yeah, I do remember that, her talking a couple of times about doing something with the elementary schools.
In fact, that was an element
Catherine,
item on the TECQ, the
Wrong screen,
compliance.
Christy.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong screen.
One of the things that outreach with the elementary school, which was really cool, is we actually had a contest, a coloring contest. So the kids were able to color some MS4 pictures, and we had that on our website. I want to say that was probably 4 years ago. And all the kids showed up at the park, and we did a coloring contest. We handed out ice cream cones, and they all got a little prize for their pictures, and we put those all on the website, which was a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah, I think that there's opportunity here to do a lot more with this. As a utility district, it seems fundamental to what we do and what we should be doing. It's our responsibility to take care of our environment. So I would love to expand on what's been done in the past with respect to this. So if that means there's another committee, or if it gets assigned to an existing committee, but I think it relates to so many committees that we already
Yes.
have.
Yes.
It relates to our parks, it relates to landscaping, it relates to infrastructure. And I think that we should be thinking about it as a foundation for a lot of the decisions that we make.
Christy, this is a once a year thing, right?
Well, the volunteer program goes on all year long, educational, public outreach all year long. And then what we do at the end of the year, when it's time to submit our report to TCEQ, is we gather all that information and provide it to TCEQ on what the district did on public outreach and involvement. So it's something that we should do all year long.
And that's one of the elements for compliance, Linda.
Okay. And Christy, I just want to say to you that the MS4 that's online on the MUD's website, that is your lapsed permit.
Okay, so I will pull up the extended and get that information over to you.
Thank you.
We're currently,
if you put it on the website, I'll get it from there just fine. Do you have any of those coloring sheets? Those MS4?
So TCEQ has those, and also there's several other resources that we can get them from. We may still have some left over. I think there's boxes of coloring books that we have.
Let's
that we
use them.
We do. We have quite a few at the WTC office.
Perfect.
I think
That's what parents can do with their kids over the Christmas holidays. They can give them MS4 coloring books to mess with.
Yes. Catherine, if I might interject, it'd be appropriate to ask Sarah Teal if she has comments she wants to make on the presentation.
Sure. Sarah, do you have any comments that you wanted to make?
I do. Are you ready?
Sure, go ahead.
I am disappointed that the stormwater management
Oh my
plan
God.
not-
Beth,
sorry.
mute yourself.
Shall I start again?
Please
Yes,
do.
please.
I am disappointed that the stormwater management plan was not attached to this agenda online. That appears to be the necessary document to have provided if this meeting is meant for the public to comment on it. I am also disappointed that this presentation appears to include nothing more than recycled information from many years before. When considering stormwater runoff, we need to recognize the importance of being situated over the Edwards Aquifer. This environmentally sensitive aquifer takes extra consideration and care to preserve, so much so that the TCEQ has a special program called the Edwards Aquifer Protection Program. It isn't enough to simply check the boxes that a flyer has gone out or recycle an old PowerPoint every year. For anyone who cares about the protection of our environment, it takes more time, more research, and more care to embrace ecologically friendly methods systematically. These systematic considerations should be of the highest priority in all things construction, landscape, management, and planning. Messages sent out to neighbors regarding the MS4 should explain best practices for the natural environment, like how to mulch leaves properly or the importance of planting natives. Just as in nature, all of these things are interconnected. I would recommend that if the control of stormwater runoff is more than just an administrative checklist, that our district pays closer attention to planning and implementing a green infrastructure, according to the best practices laid out by TCEQ and the EPA. Green infrastructure includes things that mimic natural processes, like planting ponds and native grasses and letting them grow freely so that their deep root systems can soak up and filter the water that goes there, or using only drought-tolerant natives that don't need wasteful supplemental irrigation, or mulching leaves in place so that the soil can be enriched to allow for more natural absorption. I personally would like to see a renaturalization plan be pursued for large swaths of the natural spaces in our mud for not only water quality purposes, but also mental health and child development purposes. Research unequivocally shows that all of these would be improved by renaturalization. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Okay, so I think that is the end of our meeting. Am I correct, Bill?
Unless any of the board members have other comments, you could have a motion to adjourn this meeting, and then we'll all log into the regular meeting, which is a separate meeting.
Okay. Okay, so do we have any other comments that we need to make before somebody makes a motion to adjourn?
Catherine, I just want to follow up and say that if we want to think about how we pursue this, committee-wise,
Okay.
or whatever, then, that's fine. Don't have to decide right now, but just that it gets followed up on at some point.
Okay, writing that down. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
All motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
A second.
I'll second. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then
Aye.
we'll go ahead and we will, this meeting is adjourned and we will go ahead and log into the meeting that's starting in 3 minutes.
I'm sorry, who seconded that motion?
I'll second it, that's fine. Catherine,
Okay, thank you.
yes. Okay,
right. See
I
you
will
soon.
see you on the other side.
All right.